contrast. You know, they had a great war that went on in the late a great war that went on in the late 80s and early 90s with the crack wars and all of these types of things, and then the so-called quote-unquote, all of a sudden we became these new Negroes that we can't identify with a brother and sister from the projects or sometimes or whatever this type of foolishness is. I like in actuality that we got a education that actually made us uniquely different than black folks. And I know that I went 8 years in college and didn't learn nothing. And right now, if I ask anybody if they can challenge me on this based on their education, that they can recall any type of thing that made them intellectually advanced, you need to challenge me now, because we know that that's just rote learning where you cram for a test, delete your files, pass the test, and get certified to please consider hiring me for this job that I'm going to complain about, because the cracker's going to let you know he's kicking you in your behind. That's supposed to be all this, we supposed to be all elite and shit, but there's a whole group of people in Atlanta that work for Coca-Cola where they're kicking them in the behind right now. You know, and we hear these things all over. I kind of get proud when I hear every now and then the white man is on his job to kick a nigga in the behind to let you know that he don't love you. But it's, you know, at this particular time, it's not even about that. For the simple fact, I'm quite sure that secretively in your home, you know in actuality, or you should know that you're not even a citizen. Which is very key now, because the lines is drawn since September the 11th. And it wasn't really about us, but then again, it was about us, and that's what we want to focus on right now. Now, I'm going to give you the flip side of some things. I know there's a lot of information, there's a lot of stuff based on ancient knowledge, and we will get into that probably in the second part. But right now, we need to, when you're in warfare, you need to know what's going on the war front. You know, there's peacetime and there's wartime. And so you need to understand what's actually going on at this particular time on what happened on September the 11th. September the 11th, which was just about as much done by an Arab as it was done by Elmer Fudd. You see what I'm saying? And we want to get into some of that particular information, and we want to explain some things on how you can track things. The only problem here is the reason why we accept things at face value and stuff is because we have been trained to delete our files after every 3 years. When I ask you what went on in 1995, you probably don't know. You see what I'm saying? Other than some personal thing, you might have, you know, might have been some personal thing. Your grandmama died and all, you go, I remember that day. But other than that, when we talk about a world scale, we delete our files every 3 years. Every 2 years, and some of them even if we have some files when it comes to black folks. So therefore, we don't develop a pattern to see whether this cracker is mine or not. Now remember, bottom line, anything that goes down, you best believe is for world white supremacy. And the people over in doggone Iran, what's the other place where they bombing now? Afghanistan, Pakistan, ain't gonna suffer one doggone bit, but your right's gonna be taken. That's right. That's the key. You're gonna be on lockdown when some Arab over there and all, they ain't gonna know what's going on. And this is happening right now, so we want to get into this particular thing because also some people say this is about racism. We're gonna give you what the white boys say, because the white boys had an entire intelligentsia in this country in the late 1980s, early 90s, talking about the New World Order and how they was going to doggone bring you fear and take your freedom. And we had the black scholars like Steve Coke, the brother Dawood, and a couple of other people that spoke on this thing, I myself, but there was a lot of white scholars, you know what I'm saying? Bill Cooper, the guy, the Unseen Hand guy, Ralph Epperson, Unseen Hand, the New World Order. He got the book back there, The Unseen Hand. People like Jordan Maxwell. There's tons of these particular people. So the first thing we need to do now, because we got a new thing now. We got a new thing now. Y'all need to cut off your cell phones. It's not anything personal, but what happens is it goes on the cameras, and so that interferes with the people out in TV land, because these things go all across the country. And so as a result, there's been a great big intelligentsia of people who was talking about this. They gave us warning. And on schedule, the kickoff date or the catalyst for this was September the 11th. So right now, that's the big thing right now, because you're going to be affected by it if you're not already, especially the state of South Carolina. Because these are crackers that will push a law to the maximum. You know that whenever you come from Georgia, you come from North Carolina, when you cross the state of South Carolina, you better slow your behind down. That's right. You know what I'm saying? So anything from seatbelt laws to your tint on your window, you know that these white people here don't play. They will push the law to the maximum. You see what I'm saying? Anytime in 1988, the second to the poorest state in the country would take $10 million to build a jail in Conway, South Carolina. Goddamn, where the hell is Conway? I mean, I know where it is. I know where it is. It's only a couple of miles from Mullins. But I'm trying to say on a world scale, where the hell is Conway? But they built a $10 million jail. You see what I'm saying? Before people even start going to jail. And you know what time it is. You know. And this is not, and it's just not the South, because the same cracker, Strong Thurman, one of the greatest racists equal to Adolf Hitler, that can still sit in the United States Senate for all them years, let you know that it's the same America KKK. America KKK. You know what I'm saying? So it's not just the South, it's up South, West South, East South, or whatever you want to call it. Out South, it's all the same thing. Do you know that the history of the United States police officers is made from the Ku Klux Klan? How many people police officers? Any police officers? Just remember now, your history. You work for the Klan right now. You work for the Klan. Do you know, we'll go into this right quick. Do you know that the history before 1865 and right after 1865 and during the time of Reconstruction, but don't feel bad, sister, because we work for IBM, we work for Lilly Pharmaceuticals. They do all kind of things to kill black people all day long and stuff like that. So it's not just the what's called, it's multiple industry that got their hand on the oppression of black people. We just understand that the police officers and that type of thing has the outward overt look of it and stuff. But there's black people right now doing all types of chemical things and stuff like that to kill black people each day. Now don't get me wrong, they don't necessarily know it. Some of them do, but some of it, it's like the movie Cube. In that movie, the people was trapped in a cube, come to find out 2 or 3 people in the cube was trying to get out of the cube, had help build a cube. And when they turned to get mad with each other, they said, well, he said, I didn't know what I was building, because that's the way they do. One person builds one piece, one person builds another piece, another person builds another piece, and then when they put it all together, it might be a monster in a machine that you might have your hand in. And that's how America does. You build certain pieces and you can't put it together that it's a piece that's for your own destruction. But I just want to say that particular thing here based on the history of the police force in America, because it was only during the Reconstruction that the police force, Reconstruction after the Civil War, that the police force became the police force that you know now. Prior to that, you had deputies, sheriffs, and when some shit went down, you got your posses up. And this was the order on the majority of the continental United States. They had few police force copying the Barbies and all those types of things from England up north. But for the most part, the police force was basically deputies, sheriffs, or marshals, and deputies. And when some stuff went down, you had the citizens arrest where you come together and get the posse together. It was only after the Scottish Rite Freemasonry with Albert Pike joined with Rene Briff, which is your Jewish Anti-Defamation League, that they came together, because the Anti-Defamation League was in actuality slaveholders from Charleston, South Carolina that didn't want to give up slaves. So they figured the anti-defamation was that their way of life was under attack by the Union. You see what I'm saying? By the North. So therefore they came together and formed the Anti-Defamation League. And then after the Anti-Defamation League, they got together with Albert Pike, which is the head of the Scottish Rite Freemasonry, and from there they formed the Ku Klux Klan, the Knights of the Ku Klux Klan, which was an advance order. The Night Riders that you see, I got a tape called The History of the KKK. The Night Riders that you see is a different thing. That's the people you see, the ignorant people. So you think that the Klan is chewing the back of people, and even the government tell you, oh, those people are just ignorant. You know, those people are just ignorant, and all this type of stuff here. But my point here is, well, what constitutes for the mass murder and mayhem on black people in Africa and around the world, you see what I'm saying, by the British, the French, the Dutch, and anybody else and stuff like this and all. So this whole concept that if you don't have an education is the reason why you're racist is ludicrous. You see what I'm saying? Because they got people right now, this chemist has got diabolical plans. You see what I'm saying? And had diabolical plans to kill off the people. Ignorant people ain't never been able to do that much, but get mad. So don't let nobody fool you. The people that scheme against you are advanced individuals in suits and ties. So the key here is we're talking about an advanced order of the Ku Klux Klan. And what happened was that they came together as an advanced order. And these are your major bankers and business people you have now. This is just the southern jurisdiction of it. The problem here is whenever they wanted to have some people to police the mass amount of black people that was in the South, then the Ku Klux Klan went out and freelanced and got the rebel rousers, or they got the so-called ignorant whites as the foot soldier, as the strong arm to go burn down some stuff, while there was an elite people sitting up calling the shots. You see, calling the shots. And so, as a result of that, the same fraternal order of the Ku Klux Klan became the fraternal order of the uniformed portion later on as your United States police officers. They had to, at a certain point, they could do the Night Rider thing. That was kind of flamboyant. So in order to really do it, the Night Rider was the orientation. That was the people that came in and did this thing and cracked people's heads to try to find out the temperament of black people on how they were going to police them. And once they got the science down, they developed it into a uniform organization, as you know, as the police officers. That's why it's called the fraternal order of police. Well, what is the fraternal order? You have to go and study the history. There was even a show that came on back in 1996 with Mario Van, people called Illegal in Blue. And it was talking to these people killing up black people. When they traced the order, it was a subculture or a sub-organization up under the police officers, which was a Klan, skinhead type group of people. So now, these people now, when you go to look, it's not going to be some chewing the back of people. These are going to be continental, rich bankers and the whole power elite that runs America. It's the same fraternal order of the Ku Klux Klan. It's just that you grin in their face and every day and think that they're all right. The problem here is that they have the ability to grin in your face, even invite you to their house. But when it comes to getting orders down, getting their business down, it's a whole other thing. In that case, you say it's all, we all free. Well, I want to know why is it you can't get up in their lodges. Everything is integrated. They ain't never integrated the lodges. You say, I'm a Mason and all. You can't get up in them crackers lodges. They got one or two little people. You know, a lodge is like a pyramid. And a pyramid means you can have some little people on the bottom, but as you go up, it gets more elite. That's a few people. So the people who run our lives in America, period, is not the American government. It's a few people sitting in a room. And that's what we got to focus on today, because there's some stuff that's going down with this particular bombing. So right now we are in the trenches. So this is not a theology on whether you're going to get with something. I don't hear that Muslim stuff. I don't want to hear this. I just believe in the Lord and all this kind of thing. This is beyond that. Because they will give you Jesus and slit your throat. That's all. Thank you, Lord, and pass the damn ammunition. See what I'm saying? And they're going to do it under the disguise of religion. Number one key to the doggone world rulers, give them the religion. It has killed millions of people and will work for us today. Now, going back, you had a new uniformed people that learned how to police black people under the underground movement of the Ku Klux Klan. Then they became uniformed. Then after that, you remember, they spread across the country. As a matter of fact, in the night after World War II, they had a major influx of black people going to California after World War II, because they went out there with all the factories and stuff. And then you know how it is when the white man came home, the black people they pushed out, and they worked side by side with white women. Then they pushed them out, and then after they pushed them out, the white men came back to work. And you had these thousands and thousands of black people out in the Los Angeles and the California area and out west. But these people who was out west, they were alien to black people out there because it wasn't part of the culture. They didn't know what to do. So the United States government dispatched the southern jurisdiction of the Ku Klux Klan out to Los Angeles in post-World War II to train them how to hold down Negroes. Now this thing is more advanced now. The problem here is the reason why you don't think it's racism because the technology is advanced now. You see what I'm saying? It's advanced now. And you saying, no, I know good people. You don't understand something about world rulers. And we say this. You say, well, I know people, they're trying to be peace and harmony and all this, and they've been telling you, oh, we all one united family. Well, I want to know this now. Because they're running this bullshit on me now about America came together. Now, wait a minute. Correct me if I'm wrong. I know some black people. I met a black woman yesterday in Atlanta, didn't have no heat and no lights. And yet I know same people in the town living on glass floors. Floors get dirty, they buy a new damn house. So they don't come in together. Freedom is based on how much cash you got in a capitalistic society. That's what freedom is. We need to get probed into this particular information. But anyway, we're talking about advanced elite order, and because they have become elite, or they become more advanced, you can't keep up with the racism. That's why they got 75,000 people of Africans a month dying on the continent, and calling it AIDS. 75,000 a month. Do the math. They're gonna in South Africa alone, they're gonna kill 75,000 people at the end of the year. That's in one area, but there's 75,000 people a month dying with AIDS, quote unquote AIDS, biological warfare. Yes, you got some of the biggest freaks ever in Europe. Know what I'm saying? In Europe, biggest freaks ever, and yet ain't no AIDS. That's right. You see what I'm saying? So you know that in actuality, but then again, on the other hand, if you never challenge what they tell you on the news, how would you know? How would you know? And that's what they did with us as so-called upward mobile. Turn that cartoon off. I need to turn to the news. So all of a sudden, you started thinking, because I'm educated, that I'm a person that look at world news. Or if I'm educated, I need to look at the newspaper. Now, my ex-girlfriend that kicked me to the curb last spring happened to work for Atlanta Journal-Constitution, which is one of the biggest papers in the country. They own about 5 or 6 papers, TV stations around the country. You know, they have a meeting. She's not in on it, but she knows based on being in the system that they have a meeting every day. And they line out, this is the consensus of the country. And anything outside of the country, anything that comes off that and is not a part of that AP wire, that's not a consensus, you better not put it in the newspaper. So this whole thing, I'm going to break it to the paper. That's bull. That's a joke. They got a section called the vent, where they got all this information coming in, all from Atlanta, all from Georgia. They got a person sitting there, and all they do is just write the stuff down. They throw half of it away, or they give it to the people to find out information, but it never makes the paper. So this whole concept that you got a free press is bullshit. You see what I'm saying? So we're talking about mind control. This mind control. So the problem here is, if you think racism don't exist, it's just because you ain't studied it in the last doggone 30 years, because it's not overt. And it's going to another level. This man is somewhere in 2050 with the technology. And you somewhere in 1970, talking about voting and all kind of crazy shit. That's right. You see? And so what happened is the mindset. Plus, we were fool enough to think that we was educated. See, if a person tells you you're educated and give you a piece of paper that's saying you're educated, he has retarded your future learning forever. Some of the worst people that have problems learning stuff is school teachers. I'll tell you why. They are duped into saying that they stand over a classroom there, and in society, see, the mind is a very delicate thing. The ego can turn either way. And what happens is that they get in the aspect of saying they're in education. I'm in education, and they're teaching people, you know, until they get this. After a while, the ego shifts, and they become left-brain preachers or preachers where the faculty of future learning shuts down because they have become authorities. That's why I never say that you are authority or you're an expert on nothing. Knowledge is infinite. And knowledge being infinite means that you're supposed to study from the cradle to the grave. So therefore, the moment you say, I know every damn thing, or I'm educated, there's a faculty that shuts down and the ability for prior learning is diminished. So some of the worst people that have problems learning is the doggone educators. Because they have been fooling and thinking that they're educating somebody. And the only thing they're doing is doing a doggone script that they learn in whatever doggone correspondence course that they learn how to doggone be certified to teach somebody some shit. Like I told my mama, fuck you, your goddamn education is damn 1950. Now for all you people, first of all, because I need to educate people.
Break it down.
Now, this is what we're talking about based on mind control. The only reason why you get offended by curse words is because somebody told you at an early age that that was not appropriate. And this is stuck with you to this particular point too. Automatically, whenever someone says something that fits in a canon of what you call curse words, it goes into the archetype of unconsciousness, and it automatically triggers that he's cursing. And it's so funny, because there's only one curse word we use. There's only really one curse word that comes from the aspect of when you curse someone. Because it was based on being cursed, if you study the root of it. There's only one curse word. And that's damn. And that's the one that people least can get offended to. You can say it in church. You can say it on the news. You see what I'm saying? It's the only one that's a curse word. The other one could be British slang or European slang, since we speak European. That just so happened to work its way in, and you was taught that was profanity. But if you study the root of those words, none of that is. Over in Britain, the word bloody is, you just well call somebody a no-good bitch. It's just as profane, and they say the word profanity. If you say the word bloody, it's just like saying fuck. You see what I'm saying? The word fuck just means British prostitute. You see how you see the concept? But now you're saying, no, that's not a bad word because I know curse words. But if you was in Britain and you say the word bloody, it would be just as offensive. This depends on your concept, on where you are programmed. So half of these things, there's no such thing as curse. The only one is the one that you don't get offended by. And in order for it to be a curse word, you have to apply it in a certain order to damn someone. Not to say this damn table. Do you know the word shit is an ancient name for the most ancient god? When you say the word shit, it's another ancient name for the ancient god. You can challenge me on that. We'll go into scholarship. Another thing we need to set the parameters is this. This has nothing to do with a belief system that I'm trying to get you to follow. So what happens is when you hear this stuff for the first time, you get offended. Because you're thinking that this person, you're taught that you got 12,000 denominations in Christianity. And somebody trying to get you to change the fuck over.
That's right.
So you already offended because you figure you got your shit and it's working for you. You see what I'm saying? You done heard it before. The Jehovah's Witness, the Holy Blackfoot, Baptist to Muslim. So whenever you hear additional information, you think it's in the context of religion, or you think it's in the context, because we speak on religion or we speak on spirituality in this, you think it's on the context of, oh, this is another nigga trying to get me to join some shit. But what we're talking about here is scholarship. You go and pay money for a course for the white boy to teach you some additional information. You don't look at it as, oh man, he's trying to get me to be a physicist. Oh, he's trying to get me to be a doggone architect. I don't want to be an architect and all. I'm a Baptist. You don't say that. You just understand that this is a additional information based on knowledge, gnosis. Because you're trained that there's knowledge. You understand what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So therefore, you've got to break out of the doggone psychological conditioning to think in actuality that if you come to a meeting and I'm a black person standing before you and using some curse words, or a black person standing before you and using a whole religious context, I'm trying to get you to join something. Mm-hmm. Or if you believe what you believe, you can come on up and you can join and all this kind of thing. I'll put some water on your head and you saved. Saved from what? So you got to understand the concept, and we will deal with the spiritual context, but let nobody fool you because it is a spiritual thing that's going down. You just got to understand what's going down. So those people that's Christian, those people that's Muslim, you can still trace the stuff right in whatever book you're going to be in. It don't matter because, like I say, I ain't trying to get no doggone followers. You understand what I'm saying? Oh, follow me where?
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? Follow me where? You know what I'm saying? I'm the kind of nigga, I'd be like, damn, let's see here. Well, I don't have no washing machine. My girlfriend booked up last year. We used to go, and we had a car, so I gave her a car. So she booked up. I don't have a washing machine. It's late, and I got to be somewhere, and I want to wear this doggone shirt. I can't go and get in the car and drive and wash it, but I got a fucking bathroom sink and some goddamn lemon fresh joy. Beautiful eyes on it. Or I got some whisk or whatever, and I go by what my mama taught me and what y'all niggas used to do before we become educated and uncouth to wash your shit in a damn sink. You do the shit right now, you just don't talk about it. You work in a doggone 4,500 business and you a man and you got a goddamn white shirt. You need to wear some white shirt. And you got to go to work tomorrow. And you can't go to the you can't go to the doggone cleaners. You better get you some starch. You better go to that bathroom sink. And you better scrub out that damn collar. How many niggas have done that? No, that's what I'm trying to tell you. If you work in the corporate world, I know damn well you've done it. Oh, you got a blouse, you go, wait a minute, it's black. It smells clean. I know by 12 o'clock when that funk hit, that heat hit that shit. Might be some last week stuff to start coming up. So I better go in here and jump and put it in the bathroom sink, but to feel elite about it, I might use a little woolite. Somebody bust up in there and say, what the fuck you doing? This is uncouth now, this is unheard of. You're not a black person from the 1970s or 60s. What you watching in this thing? You can go, oh no, I'm doing this as fine washables with fucking woolite. Whatever makes you feel better. Yeah. You see, but we have to get out of the programming. There got to be a group of people that don't go by the order of things as far as accepting what people tell you. You got to get out of the doggone programming. That's what the whole concept of even being here. Because we can't have the audacity to say, you know, I'm not like one of those people down there in the project. Or I'm not like one of those people on fire. I'm not going like one of these people in prison and stuff like this, but don't want to learn nothing. Because as far as the white man is concerned, you the same nigga. Because they know niggas don't want to learn nothing. And we're not talking about you in here. We're just talking about, give me that. I might well take that there. Confiscate that. I'm just saying, at this particular time, we got to get out of what we call taboo. Somebody's told you that things is uncouth and things is taboo. You understand what I'm saying? So now even the places where you call worship in spirit, or what you call the church, it's all formal now. Yep. I mean, you can cut it with a doggone knife with these Negroes and their bull they running. You know, knowing doggone well God ain't never had nothing to do with a white man on a dollar bill. And this whole concept of being blessed. As to say that when I didn't have money, I wasn't blessed. Now we got to understand history. We got almost 100 years of history in the church prior to a nigga getting some money. So what the fuck was we doing back then? You understand what I'm saying? If we talking about this blessed thing based on God's reference, but I don't want you to go by what Creflo Dollar or what T.D. Jakes and all these doggone buffoons tell you. I want you to go by using your common sense. Are you really blessed? Or does God favor you over the brother and sister out here that don't have no money? Because you prayed a new kind of way that somehow this damn asshole had to remind you on how to pray that you didn't already know? You understand the concept here? Then you can understand what mind control is. Now when Creflo Dollar goes on TV and tells the people, when you give the Lord $2, you're going to get $2 worth of blessing back. And you got a person in the projects looking at this. Then they might go, well, maybe because I don't have enough money to give him, I am not worthy. You understand what I'm saying? Yet, the whole concept of Jesus was a poor man. Yep. Remember a young man in swaddling clothing? You see this concept here? But all of a sudden now, these niggas with 8-button suits on and shit that look, got more money than the Roman generals that so-called quote-unquote killed Jesus. Because he's a man of God. When the whole concept is talking about dematerializing things so you can understand what what things really is. You see what I'm saying? So that means you're talking about another form of mind control, because they had to make a brand new preacher to coincide with the newly financialized Negro that came out of the doggone 80s. You see what I'm saying? When they brought you up to a certain economic bracket. Then that meant that the church of the 1960s, 1950s, 1940s, it would not coincide with you, and you couldn't go beyond that. And they didn't want you to start looking to alternative stuff that to tell you to wake up. It ain't even about no church. You see? So in order for you not to wake up, because we got to keep the church on you to keep you asleep, we got to bring a preacher up to speed so he can coincide with niggas in brand new homes. You see what I'm saying and all? So he put on the 8-button suit now and start talking about the prosperity bullshit. You understand what I'm saying? As if to say, we got 14 million black men in prison. You see what I'm saying? And that's more than white people. And yet these people have done stuff on the earth that if you look at the archetype of the devil, say this is the devil based on biblical archetype or any adversary in world history. Just the Christians think they only one person got a devil, only person got a hell. You know, a person told me that. Well, you know, these other religions don't have a hell. That's like I told me, you know, it's been known that the Buddhists worship the devil. I said, oh yeah? Man, that's interesting. Can you tell me how the Buddhists worship the devil? He went, you don't even know what the shit Buddhism is, do you? So you're just going by what somebody told you. So one sister told me, I know that Christianity was the only one got a hell. And the hell story didn't even come from Christianity. It came from Hemmitt. It came from Egypt. And the Jews, the Old Testament, didn't even have a hell story till 100 years so-called after the quote-unquote birth of Christ. And they got it from the Egyptian book of Gates, which is the hell story. You see, you got several hell stories. All of them have a purgatory, Hades, a mentor. You got all types of hell stories. And the hell, when you study it, the reason why when you study it, it means high. It means physical earth. It means physical earth. This is the underworld. This is the hell. If you on Mars, this would be underworld. You see what I'm saying? So the hell story, if you understand scholarship, the Hebrews didn't even have it till first 100 years of they so-called induction into whatever they concocted from Kemet and called it Hebrewism. They didn't even have it. It's coming from the Egyptian book of Gates. You see what I'm saying? You got Hades in the word Hades is Greek. Torturous Hades, hell, how, it's physical earth. Yeah, okay. Physical earth, physical earth. That's what the hell is, and it's talking about the concept of darkness meant not having any knowledge. So the Egyptians used to say that ignorance is evil. Ignorance is evil. You see, because if you don't have any knowledge, you're susceptible to all kinds of things just by not having any knowledge. The Bible says my people are destroyed for what? A lack of knowledge. You see what I'm saying? So dealing with that particular concept here, we can't make the judgment that we have found the ultimate reality in Greenville, South Carolina. And your life don't even coincide with that, or your people don't. But we found the ultimate reality we have had since 1865 or a little before that. And have caught hell. Now what I'm trying to tell you is this. Because that's very important when we get into the spiritual aspects of. And anybody can challenge me on this. But you know, most people who ever made the claim that they knew something, they never studied the other things to find out whether theirs was the legitimate rule. So you've never studied Stoicism, Neoplatonism, Gnosticism. You're like, damn, I done named 3 that you didn't even know existed. See what I'm saying? That you didn't even know it existed. You see what I'm saying? I mean, it's tons of these advanced systems. Hindu, you got Vedic system, you got the Upanishads, you got the Gilgamesh, you got Hesed theogony, Omar's metamorphosis. You like, damn, I still ain't named none that resemble Judaism, Christianity, and Islam. Because those were the last 3. And very late in history, and all those are nothing but a summary or what is a concoction of the other various systems where they had to give to the mass of the people just to try to understand. Don't bump in this shit. You might get hurt. Moralism. You see what I'm saying? Moralism. You see what I'm saying? But see, this is where you gotta really lasso a nigga, because we the first people to talk about we educated and look down on other people. So now, goddamn it, it's time for education. So you can't bump your gums about, oh, I know what the hell I'm talking about, and you ain't talking about scholarship, and it ain't no matter of, it's not that I'm doggone looking down at you, but I know we that kind of people. We are uppity down people when we think we got some shit. That's right. You're the first person to say, I am different than that nigga with that liquor bottle. Well, goddamn it, prove it. He's ignorant, and you ignorant. You just mad at you and ignorant. You just know how to buy a brand new suit the right way. Instead of him buying some damn white shoes, you know how to buy the brown ones with the gold buckle. That's not education, that's manicuring. So the practice say, I have to tailor a Negro that can coincide so he don't look so much like a dichotomy. You see what I'm saying? We can't have people running around like the Huckleberry Finn and his slave with no shoes on and some old raggedy pants on, oh lordy, buck dancing. We got to tailor a doggone Negro so he can coincide, so we can fool him and tell him, you are equal. You are equal because you know how to go out to the mall and come out without the green weave. I don't know, wait a minute, come on now, I've been in this shit for 8 years. I got 18, now come on now. We need to deal with this because this is what's killing us. Now we're talking education here now. Now I'm from a family of educated people. My mama a school teacher, my grandmama a school teacher, my uncle's a school teacher, my aunt's a school teacher. And before them, they had 18, my great-grandmama had 18 children. And sent all them to college. And I'm still trying to figure out what the fuck is education. Now if anybody can come up and tell me right now that you are superior by going to college, other than learning how to doggone eat with a teaspoon other than a tablespoon, you need to come on and say something, otherwise somebody is fucking us in the behind with this crazy stuff. That's right. Because we ain't humble enough to see the light. And that's the problem here. We're making it. We making it. And yet we dying with this kind of foolishness. Because somebody done told you somebody. Well, if I come up and tell me I'm somebody, then tell him to educate me on my origin, on what makes me somebody. You understand what I'm saying? Not because I know how to buy a brand new car. That's consumerism. That's consumerism. Because I often thought about it. What is the ultimate? So you say you got your education. What is the ultimate? What are you looking for? Just to go out and buy some shit. Come on, I'm trying to say we have to probe into the deepest recesses of our mind, and we got to understand what makes us the people that we say everything is all right, because it's not. You understand what I'm saying? Now I'm not talking down to you. I'm not talking to you as a result. Don't get me wrong. Nobody in this room should feel offended. We're talking to the people on the TV land that's watching this and go, damn, I thought I was something out here. Right. You understand what I'm saying? Right. I thought I was something out here because I know how to put a down payment on a damn house. So what I'm trying to say here is, what is the criteria of the quality of our lives? Is it consumerism? Is it consumerism? What is the criteria? You understand where I'm coming from? So my point here is when you look at it, it's all an illusion. But that is the one thing that's going to make us slaves now. Well, we don't have to really worry about that. We're pretty much in the clear on this one. You know what I'm saying? Because when the laws get tough, we just go, oh, well, that's just the way it is. But let's go into some other stuff. Well, now, what I want to do right now is I want to put some energy down. From the Congo, Africa that I'm dealing with right now. These are some images or some gods, if you want to put it, from the Congo, Africa. So even in Matthew, it say God stands on the congregation and he judges among the gods. Well, wait a minute, hold on. I thought that you was monotheistic, wasn't supposed to be but one God. But why did in Matthew they say that God stands on the congregation of the mighty and he judges among the gods? Or why John chapter 10, verse 34, 36 says, is it not written in your law that ye are gods? You understand what I'm saying? It's just that when the political thing went down in Rome, the gods became the archangels. You understand what I'm saying? Now, so I want to give you these archangels for those people to make it seem monotheistic to you. You know. Or whatever that means. You see. And give you these ones coming from the Congo, Africa that I'm dealing with right now. Dealing with right now and all. And we want to just post some information to them. I'll post some stuff. Now this is spirits that you know of as spirits. And the reason why this was outlawed by religion is because the Roman government said, we can't have people dealing with spirits and connecting it with spirituality because you might get to another level. You understand what I'm saying? You might get to another level. So in the ancient world, you can't move without spirits. That's why even Jesus said, well, damn, I at least need some wine. So you can't move without spirits. So this is what fuels the entities. See what I'm saying? This is what fuels the entities. So you can't move without spirits. No, the grape juice ain't gonna do it with communion and that little sugar loafer. That little wafer. So you got to have the real deal stuff right here. You see what I'm saying? Only thing I ever know is that communion just made me hungry. You know? And that Welch's is good if I just had a little bigger glass. But if I poured some of this up in there, it would have really been good. So the Africans and the ancients knew, and even Jesus knew that you could not move the spirit world without spirits. That's spirit. And that is the reason why they shut your spirit stores down at a certain time. You understand what I'm saying? Now, we're not talking about a government thing to keep people drunk based on, you know, like you go to Detroit, there's on every other block is a liquor store that stays open. This is amazing. It stays open 24 hours, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. Now that's some government stuff. You know that's some government stuff right there. They was trying to keep some people zooted up. You see, now I'm not talking about the conspiracy thing. I'm talking about on an advanced level of spirit. A lot of people believe educated folks and them white folks, since that's the order, drink them spirits also too. And you know, so you want to follow that, you know, follow them on the other. You know. But anyway, you want to spit this 4 ways. This is good for if you're driving without any insurance, car and stuff like that. No, you know, this is good. This is good, you know, like you said, if you don't want people breaking in your home, you spit this 4 ways in your house and spit it in 4 corners and stuff like this. This is ancient science that we used to know. It's like I had abscess back in 1990 and had to go, and I ain't had no money. So I had to go to the free clinic and wait in the doggone line and take junk for damn near 5 hours just to get some antibiotics to tell me I can't eat drink no milk, or drink no liquor, or drink no beer or whatever for 7 days until the abscess clear up. And when I got home that night, some girl said, well, damn, man, you should have just called me. My grandmama always said just use lemon extract. And it'd be gone there like in the next morning. You see what I'm saying? And I put the lemon extract on it, and it was gone the next morning. You see what I'm saying? So that meant that we had the advanced stuff that came from the inner self that taught us all this particular stuff. And then when we got educated, we listened. I take this, I got a friend named, a sister named, a good friend down in Mullins named Many Weeks. Now the sister wanted, the people next door wanted her house. So they baked her a cake. She stood outside and said, oh Lord, this is some good cake. She ate some of the cake. She looked at him, she said, I'm sick now and I'm going to go in the house. And then she went into a coma. And she had so-called had a quote-unquote aneurysm. So they went and stuff. So I said, wait a minute now, you got to go do some stuff. You better go do a ritual to make sure, because if they do that operation, it's more likely she's going to die. And I did a ritual from Africa, and as a result, she was the only one in the place that lived. But still yet, but whatever they operated on her was the thing that made her so to the point that she couldn't even walk no more. So one guy stepped up to the house and told her, they said, your mama been root work. Your mama been root work. Said, come on outside, I'm going to show you something. The guy, you know, he's dealing with the spirit world. We call it being born with a veil on. Said, come on outside. Said, that woman over there wanted this house, and Ruth up there, baked something, put it in the doggone cake. And she said, come on outside. And they went outside, and they dug up about 25 little white porcelain men, or something they had in the damn yard. And said, put this on her face every morning, told her to put some oil, do some stuff, and said, about a month, she'll be straight. That was in 1992. She still ain't walking today. Why? Because somebody went to fucking Morris College. One of her oldest daughters went to Morris College and said, you don't need to be doing that shit to my mama. Yep. See? Yep. So we done got niggerized. No, she need to pray to Jesus. Yep. And yet she ain't walked yet. Jesus ain't delivered her yet. Now you said, oh, wow. That boy there was, wait a minute, hold on. I do believe that they dug up a whole text of Jesus in 1945 that predates Jesus almost 2,000 years. Now, the Egyptians had one that predated it 10,000 years. But they dug up one with his fucking name. All you got to do is read. Wait a minute now, listen to this. They dug up a text in 1945 on Jesus that predated the one that you're supposed to be worshiping in Rome. Now, I want you to hear me on this. Now, just listen to what I'm saying here now. Just bear with me. In 1945, the Nag Hammadi collection, you can get the Nag Hammadi library, they dug up some text with Jesus on it that predates the one that you worship from Rome. You got hung on a cross, which everybody got the same damn cross. But in that text, they separated, took them, they dug it up in 45, they didn't even translate it into English until 1977. But in the text, there was a whole bunch of magical text that was attributed to Jesus. They didn't even let out till damn 1989. Excuse me, 1997. They didn't let that out till 20 years later. So here's the text that whatever the priest you call Jesus was using all kind of magic. Didn't Moses use magic when he was with the pharaohs? People, he threw out his magic. Solomon, the greater key of Solomon, the lesser key of Solomon. They got a whole text of Jesus with some rituals. Just so people, I follow Jesus. Oh, you ain't got the book that Jesus say you need to go and work that voodoo in. See what scholarship does? A whole magical text. Now they call it ancient Christian magic. You know, here's stuff called pre-Christian. Wait a minute, hold on. That's a play on words. How can there be pre-Christian when Christianity is turned after so-called Christ got here with a new teaching? Huh? How is that Christian when Christ got here with a... No, before Jesus came, nobody didn't know this shit. Why is that pre-Christianity that they dug up in Egypt, Hemmitt? Huh? That means, naturally, the story goes that you had an ancient people called the Gnostics. And it was their religion until the Roman government stole their shit, turned it around and said, this is the one that everybody's supposed to be following. And the Gnostics say, hey, wait a minute. That's our stuff you stole. And what they do, they kill them all off. Kill them all the way to France with the Calvins. They kill them for almost 1,000 years and stole their religion. But the Gnostics were an African group. You get how this goes? So there's a magical text. So there's a magical text that's right there. There's a magical text that's right there that accompanied these so-called texts that was dug up in 1945. It just depends on how much you understand what's really going on, which is key because that's what they did on their level. We get into that particular part, but certainly we got to set certain parameters, not for you. I don't want to talk down to you. You know, I just want to put some stuff on the text. So when we start to talk about the ritual, I'm trying to say here, when the brother told her to do the magic to save the mama, the other girl said, no, I'm educated now. I don't believe in none of that damn stuff that they used to do prior to the white man telling me that that ain't cool. I only believe in Jesus. You understand what I'm saying? And as a result of her being educated, the mama ain't walked since 1992. See what I'm saying? But on the other hand, we know less, but we're more educated. You see what I'm saying? We know less, but we're more educated. So this is some spirits. Usually rum, or either it's a real powerful one where you mix liquor and whiskey together. And it's real powerful stuff to deal with this type of stuff here. But this is the type of stuff to be warfare. So they had 25 cops roll up on me, 2 helicopters, 3 vans, and 3 unmarked cars the Friday after the bombing. They rolled up on anybody who's subversive movements or anybody who has something outside of being patriotic. They're rolling up on them. So they had all these cars lined up from the state. But I spit this rum about an hour before, spit the what's called, and the spirits was up in there, and another sister was a seer. She said, they can't even see you. And I was right there on the front porch waving. And they was looking and stuff. They was looking and stuff, you know, and she said, they can't see you. Then I got that Tony Montana. I'm Tony Montana. You want me? You come out there, Tony Montana. I put this mother down. But they was looking and was right there seeing an empty field. They couldn't see nothing. And then they got embarrassed and they pulled back and sped off like they were still looking because somebody gonna get in trouble. You see what I'm saying? But it was all out there. They couldn't see things because that's how you go invisible. You see what I'm saying? And that's what, remember there was an African brother on the train one day, and when we were riding, the African brother was like, I was telling this guy from South Carolina, he was saying, yeah, he said, my father never worked, he never needed no money though. He said, he always provided. He said, when we would go places, he'd always put some little bag in the back of the trunk, and I never knew what it was. He said, now you telling me that stuff is real, and I'm looking back and my pops was into some stuff like that. It was an African black guy, this is a brother from South Carolina talking to me on the train in you know, MARTA, that's the subway in Atlanta, moving Africans rapidly through Atlanta. So, one African guy saw me and said, brother man, he said, listen to that brother, because what that brother is saying is right. He said, I know some Africans, they won't let off the continent, because they can come in here, and at 12 o'clock, they can walk in any bank and rob it blind, and you won't even see them. You see what I'm saying? So the problem here is there is maximum amount of mysteries on the earth, but the whiteboard tells you they don't exist because your criteria, your measuring stick on what you think is reality is based on what the white man gives you. You see what I'm saying? Meanwhile, he won't let you up in his lodge because he's following you.
That's right.
You see what I'm saying? Because he's following you. So, when you go to Alexandria, Maryland, Josh Lord's Washington Masonic Memorial, which is the Masonic memorial to all white Masons. When you go to the top of the floor, you will see a bunch of white people reaching up into heaven, and there's a big black hand coming down. Now this is the head of the country. What they worship is the black man and black woman, the black Madonna, the Pope, and all of that. You heard of all of that. But if you do go by yourself with a group of white folks and act like you ignorant. Gee whiz golly. You know? Act like you ignorant. You know what I'm saying? You know, and stuff. And then they'll just let you in on the floor. But if you go with a group of black people, they're not going to open up the top floor and show you that. Now, so we want to approach these particular spirits right now to give the particular energy up and bring the spirits forth. These are coming from the Congo, Africa. These are coming from the Congo, Africa. For those people that are still in Jesus, here's his name in Congo, El Cristo Negro.
Black Christ.
Means the Black Christ. El Cristo Negro. Okay, so let's deal with these. Okay. Y'all all right? Okay, bear with me 1 minute. That's spitting this thing out that way. And the energy comes. But like I said, if you want to be protected, certain things you do. If you want to be protected, spit this in your car and nobody won't mess with you.
All right.
Or you ever see the little black dog Anubis? You ever see the people that study Egypt, there's a black dog called Anubis? Whenever you fly on the plane, put Anubis on top of the plane, put him on your bags. And your bags will get there and the plane won't fall. Or whenever you ride down the street, you don't want to get stopped, put Anubis on there. You can light up 4 or 5 joints. You ain't got put Anubis on there. Give you some other science. Let me tell you, give you some other science. This is one too. You want to get some bills, you know your stuff ain't kosher, but you're trying to get through to something. You're like, oh, I hope this motherfucker don't really be paying attention. You know what I'm saying? All you do is take a white light, the realm of imagination, and you take this white light and you hit him in the face with it. And you can bend him to the wheel. I remember one time I was going somewhere and I had a ticket. Somebody sent me an old ticket, because I'm on a plane so about 2 or 3 weeks out of the month. Somebody sent me an old ticket. They want us to know you got to have this reactivated. It's going to cost you at least $50. I said, I'm broke. I got 50 cents. I said, I'm trying to get on the plane to go get some money. She's like, no, she's a nasty cracker. You know what I'm saying? Nasty cracker. And so it looked like she about 75 and she was probably 35. Maybe 40. No, you can't do this. No, you can't do this. I'm telling you, get on back and you get that money and all this kind of thing. And I said, hold on one minute now. And so what you do here now, this is the key. You're not buck dancing. You're being nice as a form of mind control. So I was real nice, but I hit it in the head. Bam! See, you want to be nice because when you make them mad, then they shut down and they don't want to hear nothing. Right. So you want to get them mad so they open up. You open up that's called opening up their essence. And you want to get them nice and you just be real polite. And you hit it, and I hit it in the head with that ball of white light. You just imagine it. And she said, oh, what the hell? So you have to learn these particular sciences, especially when you get stopped. You see what I'm saying? Now, one of the keys here is you got, first thing, and I know if I'm getting ready to go someplace, and I say, this motherfucker might fuck with me, the first thing I do, how you doing? You know, you gotta learn that science. You got to be so nice until they drool. And then hit them with that white light. Bust them in the head. But another thing too now. Another thing too now. To show you about these white people, they can't see because they don't have the melanin in the eyes. So when they say that all us look alike, all us do look alike because they can't see. There's certain colors and certain things they can't see. Now, back in '95, my brother needed some new insurance or whatever. So he you know how it is. He went down to South Carolina and got license in my name. So then he said, okay, I got the insurance, and you can have these licenses. Now, we used to look alike about 150 pounds ago. But he about your size now. He about your size. Now, flash it like that and all. And the white people, they look at it and go, okay, go ahead on. With black people, they're like, man, come on, man. This ain't you. Goddamn, what the fuck you been eating? What the hell you been eating, nigga? Now, I show them another ID of me, something, but they got the state seal on it, though. I show them that, be like, hey, what the hell you been eating? And white people, every time they look at it, go on. They can't see. But it was interesting because I was a Hispanic girl. Got a little bit of that melanin. She said, that's not you. You. And that's when I knew it wasn't just a black or white thing. Because when the Hispanic girl grabbed it, she was a darker Hispanic. She said, oh, this not you. I knew that. I said, they can't see. They can't see. You see what I'm saying? They can't see it all. So that's interesting. But these are some science that you learn on what to do and stuff, because that's the type of stuff you're going to need. So say that you're American and God's going to have it all right for you, I best believe you're going to be locked down in this mother. I'm telling you what I know and tell you what went down this last week. I mean, they locking niggas down. And they taking you, we're going to get into that right now. Okay. All right. You don't have to do it one time. You just, if you feel like you want to do it.